person who loves to fly by the seat of my pants when it comes to things in the kitchen. I love to just have an urge and feel like, oh, I've got the ingredients. I can just go make that for myself right now. However, there are days when we have a set schedule or places we have to be at specific times that really limits my ability to get in the kitchen and mess around. And it's days like that where having a few things prepped in my fridge that are friendly to my way of eating really save my bacon. If you're new here, I'm Lindsay. I follow a keto lifestyle and I like to share that here on my channel. If I add value to you, I would love to have you subscribe and stick around a while. I snagged a few clips showing you the food that I ate yesterday, and I thought we could sort of walk through those right now. When it comes to food prep, it's really great to find things that you can consistently prep and basically put on autopilot. Sometimes when I prep food, I feel overwhelmed that I have to think of different recipes or choose different recipes or change things up in a way that will make this an interesting situation for myself. But the reality is that food prepping in a way that is able to be consistent is actually gonna be much better for you in the long run. And the one thing that I do have to prep every single day, in fact, I do it before I finish cleaning up the kitchen after dinner, that is setting up my coffee pot so that it will brew for me in the morning and I don't have to think about the things when I am ready to get out of bed. I love breakfast food and I typically like to cook a hot breakfast. However, on those mornings, whenever you have got to get out the door, having something prepped up like some of my keto blueberry muffins and some homemade yogurt is a fantastic way to get protein and fill your belly while you can still scoot out the door quickly. It takes moments to put these things on a plate or in a bowl and then scarf them down. Typically, I like to do a lot of things from scratch for myself, which is why food prepping really does help when I am on top of things. However, I do like to add in some prepackaged items every now and again for those more busy seasons of life or when I just don't want to have to pull out 18 ingredients for one simple thing. And that's sort of where I use the Perfect Keto MCT oil powders or their collagen powders. I really like the Perfect Keto brand. They've got some really good quality ingredients and their flavors are fantastic. Strawberry collagen and strawberry MCT oil powders, those are my absolute favorite. The strawberry flavor is just perfection. But here lately, with it being like fall winter time, I've really leaned into the vanilla and adding a little bit of peppermint extract to this makes it taste like a candy cane. I like candy canes a lot, so that is right up my alley. Right now, Perfect Keto is having their Black Friday sale, which is their biggest sale of the year. And this sale runs from today, Monday the 20th, through Friday, November 24th, for you to be able to snag this buy more, save more sale. Now, they're doing free shipping on all orders over $75. And if you cross the $115 mark, you're gonna get a free gift as well as these great sale deals. They're doing the buy more, save more thing, which means that if you buy 2, that saves you 20%, 3 saves you 30%, 4 saves you 35%, but the actual deal lands when you buy 5 items or more and you're gonna get 40% off of all of those items. That's where the real deal is, to be honest. Buying 2 for 20% off is not that amazing, but 5 or more gets you that 40% off, and that's really where you can stock up and save. I've already told you that the MCT oil powder and the collagen powder are my 2 staple products from this line. I also really love their Nola bars, and I'm out right now, which means I need to stock up. I know that they are sort of shifting around some of their product lines. I don't know if they're still gonna have the cereal available or the mac and cheese, but if there are products that you love from Perfect Keto, now is the time to stock up. I'll have my affiliate link down in the description box below for you. I would appreciate it so very much if you would use that link. That lets Perfect Keto know that I sent you to their site, and it does give me a tiny commission without ever increasing the price for you. It's a great way to support my channel and get some products that you are gonna love. Yesterday, I didn't realize we were gonna be eating lunch out of the house, so I was really grateful to have that extra MCT powder added to my yogurt to help my brain function properly. There was a little luncheon and I was a little apprehensive about what was gonna be served. Typically it's pizza or fried chicken or something that I either have to pick apart meticulously in order to eat, or I just have to fast. But they went with barbecue yesterday, and they don't have sauced barbecue. They just always put the sauce on the side, for which I am very grateful. So this is what I had at this luncheon: a little bit of brisket, a little bit of pulled pork, and some salad. I did not eat a ton of food at lunch. I was trying to be mindful of the fact that there were a lot of other people there, and I didn't want to just load up my plate with all of the meat and leave nothing for everybody else. That would have been very rude. So I went the safer route and just ate a little bit, and that meant that I was kind of hungry when I got home. Now, if I don't have snacks prepared, I wind up sabotaging myself, which is exactly what happened yesterday. So I can successfully prep things like breakfast or foods for dinner and yet completely space on having snacks that are going to be good for me to snag quickly and easily. So I wound up choosing an old standby, which does get me into trouble, which was pecans, pepperoni, and pepper jack cheese. That combination seems to be a fallback for me more often than not. So even though I understand fully the value add of having foods prepped up in the fridge or in the pantry, having some homemade cereal available or some sort of a savory snack like making up a bunch of pork rinds or some of my egg white chips, it was just, those would have been so much more friendly to me than just going to my old standby, which while it does have the protein and the fat, it also has a lot more carbs than something like a pork rind or an egg white chip. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Most afternoons, I like to sit down with a cup of decaf coffee. Sometimes I add cream like I did yesterday, or other times I'll just drink it plain black. I like to sit down and sort of regroup my mind from all of the busyness of the earlier parts of the day and sort of get my game face on for the evening time. Yesterday, I didn't have to worry so much about the evening time though, because I had already prepped up dinner by making a massive batch of my homemade chicken nuggets. This recipe is actually on my website and I modified it slightly. My recipe is actually for chicken patties and I do put carrots and celery into my chicken patties. I left those out and just did the rest of the ingredients and I made sure to make them tiny little chicken nugget size. It was fantastic, perfect. The family loves these things and it's a super easy go-to type of dinner. So after all of that food yesterday, I was feeling quite full in the evening. I didn't even want a cup of hot tea or anything really. So that was great. And having all of those things prepped up, like my muffins, knowing that I had yogurt in the fridge as a quick protein source, having all of those chicken nuggets available, that just really allowed me to focus on the tasks that were sort of time sensitive. And that definitely alleviates some stress in my life. I know I feel so much better about the way that my day goes when I've already got things kind of planned out. And like I said at the beginning, I like to fly by the seat of my pants. I like to just get some sort of a harebrained scheme and just run with it. But I know that that's not actually a sustainable way for me to live this lifestyle. And by taking tiny little steps to prep things on a regular basis, that really helps me out.